I think the first weeks are such a vulnerable.
They would think that we are drunk.
Vulnerable. I cannot say it.
I will cut my voice in. Vulnerable.
Why can't I say this word?
Say instinctively. Hey, I said it.
All Lights On, a podcast about equal parenting by a triathlon mom and a rockstar dad juggling everyday's life.
Welcome.
János!
Hi, Elena.
Hi, János. How are you?
I asked first.
I also have to answer then, right? I'm good.
You don't have to. Well, the last time we discussed it, it's not mandatory.
When I go to the physiotherapist and they ask me, how are you, when I come in, I'm always super confused.
Because you want to tell your day and they are just asking about your physical state or what?
I don't know. What is the correct answer? I mean, of course, it's nice to ask this or to start a conversation or something, but also at the doctor, how are you? I mean, when I'm going to the doctor, I'm obviously not good, so...
You're right, actually. I'm also confused for that question because I want to be polite and then say something welcoming. And at the same time, this might be that they just want to go to the middle of the story, like not to waste time and asking like, how are you?
Yeah, but also then, I mean, when you're saying, how are you? And you go there with some painful issue and you say, oh yeah, I'm good. And then you start to explain your
but
topic.
That's a superficial answer, Andy. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Saying, yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good. Okay. And then I don't know. I don't know why it's so confusing for me. Maybe I'm not so safe with social interactions or something. I don't know, but it's weird.
Honestly, for the today how are you question, I was just thinking like, what will I answer today? Because I thought like, if I say again that I'm tired, then those low amount of followers going to like unsubscribe all of channels because they will be bored of that. And then
the standard answer, yeah.
Honestly thinking about it.
The whole day already.
Not the whole day, but like while I was setting up. So how are you, Elena?
I'm good.
It's a superficial word. It's the truth.
It's the truth. Yeah, I'm feeling good today.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
I'm also energized. We just came back from the park, from the playground, and had lunch. So
the cold water refreshed you?
No, I hated it. It's painful. I don't get it. Kneipen, it's called.
Yeah, there's a Kneippbecken, I don't know the English expression, Kneipppool in Kufstein, and we were there, and Minnie just loves to go in cold water, and me too, and so it's nice to go there. And
it was, for me, a must. I was told I have to try it because everybody tries it.
No, I did not say because of everybody tries it, I said because it's good for your health.
Ah, okay. Chess mat.
And then you have to try it, of course.
And it was painful to me when we went to the Kaiserbach. So this tiny creek which is coming off the mountain, which is always cold as, I cannot say hell, but I don't know, like death, because it's always fresh water with a high volume and you feel it in your bones, like the cold streams in the ocean, that cold. And you sit in it.
Yeah, because it's super refreshing when it's a hot day.
The pain is refreshing.
I don't feel pain in that case. No, I don't. So it's, maybe we are a bit different here. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess so. And also, like the people there in the park, they told that for men, it's not preferred to go to the cold water.
Yeah, they said it's typical. But you made a real big drama there. Like everybody saw you suffering, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, it's awful! It's so awful."
Yeah, it was painful. I mean, it's not so deep that your balls are in. That I wouldn't have tried. Anyways. Long introduction for maybe it's a short topic. I don't know how long this episode will be. So we thought that we are going to react and pull out some memories about 10 main parenting topics, which might be a hot topic for every parent. And we are going to tell if they are a myth or a fact in our life, or how do we see it. So
let's immediately start.
Did I introduce it well, or shall we do it again?
No, you introduced it.
Okay. So
you're so surprised
statement, or the first topic is literally, a good baby sleeps through the night.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just don't have a good baby.
But this is the thing. So I just do not believe that there's a bad baby.
Yeah, I know.
So that statement is nonsense in my eyes. Immediately I can say it's myth. Especially from the very beginning, they need to eat in 3-4 hours. A night spent is at least 8 hours, according to my knowledge.
It must be interrupted, yes.
Yes.
And we were okay with that. So we did, I think, in the beginning, of course, we had some issues with breastfeeding and all these phases that came. I think this is called some clustering phase where the baby is drinking all the time. And also we had issues with breastfeeding. And so Minnie was always hungry. And so, the first weeks were quite tough. And then we changed to bottle. And from that point on, it was easing up a bit, so the distances of the requests were
but I
bigger.
believe the reason was because it was more filling, so she could eat in a manner that she could digest longer, and the hunger didn't come and she didn't wake up.
Yeah, exactly. And then what we had for a very long time, not the case that she was sleeping through the night. I have to say my memory is fading.
I also cannot remember. I just know that there were tough nights. So we already said in previous episodes that there was not enough milk, and then our daughter was breastfed for 11 weeks.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. I cannot remember. But the point is that until this was not clarified, I think this is the only painful period I can remember. And it wasn't painful because of the lack of sleeping, because the lack of sleeping lasted, I think, until age 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because we needed to somehow go to support almost every night, and we were swapping it, try to distribute it evenly. And when you have interrupted sleeping all the time, you become a zombie. And
that's true.
It's not pleasant, but you somehow expect before you become a parent, and somehow not. Or you don't know the effect of it because you never tried it.
You don't know how it feels. You maybe know about it, but you don't know how it feels.
But I'm just coming up with this because now telling that a good baby sleeps through the night. So this gives me the feeling that a good baby is the expectation from the parents that they can sleep through a night defines a good baby, because they are tired. And this is how such a statement can born. But this is the other thing. So like, if you have the expectation that you will sleep through the night, then maybe do not get a child yet, I would say. Is that harsh?
No, I think everybody knows that. A lot of families are doing a long time also co-sleeping, so like having the kids in the bed. It's not in our case, so we always have to get up, and also with the bottle feeding, you always have to get up, so you cannot fall asleep again, because you have to get up, prepare, or at least take something aside of the bed and still prepare, so you will be full awake. Or for me, this was the problem. I'm always full awake then. I fed her, and then I was up longer than necessary, and so my sleep was quite reduced.
Now that you say this, actually I have some flashback, and I know what was the game changer for me, because when she was sleeping between us, and like mainly she was a slow eater, and I can remember that from the bottle feeding, then I was also doing the night feeding, and after she ate, I was putting her on my chest until she burps, of course, and then that was the point she already fell asleep. But I loved this so much when she was sleeping on our chest, that I left her there. And I think this is why I became the most cases a zombie, because then I was afraid that I'm going to turn and lay on her, and then I was not there to sleep. And actually the game, so this was such an engagement and connection. I love that
phase was also quite nice.
And when the idea came up that she's going to go to a separate room, which was around 6 months or 7.
No, 10.
10 months. Yeah, we already moved here, right?
Yeah.
But from that point on, my sleeping went so good.
Because you're so easy falling back asleep, and that's why it was always a bit easier for you than for me.
Still, I would say.
And it's still the case, yeah.
When she's calling to go over, usually I fall asleep earlier than she does.
We tried it also to improve with using an app. It's very analytical.
I can recommend that, because it helped me a lot, especially when I was alone with her. I could plan my day better because it forecasts or estimates the length of the sleep, and also the need for the next nap. And since I knew the time ranges, I could plan the activities I wanted to do or what fits in. And she was more balanced with the sleeping because I provided what she needed. And I was not frustrated when I couldn't finish something because I always planned the actions which is fitting to the time window. So this time tracker or sleep tracker apps I can recommend for dads who cannot develop a good feeling of the sleeping needs of the baby.
Yeah, I also have to say I also needed it, or I found it quite good to have an estimation or a confirmation of my gut feeling. And I think it was also somehow forecasting a bit the night, and so it was also easier to deal with the waking up. And I have to say then from the age of 11 months to I don't know when, she was waking up once per night, which was fine. Then she stopped the bottle by herself with 11 months or shortly before her first birthday. And then she did not drink water, but then it just was calming her down and putting her back to sleep. And since we did not sleep in the same room, it was always going over because she's not coming to us.
So busted, right? It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Nobody should ever have the expectations that this is how you can describe your baby, that they are good when they sleep through the night. They won't. Do you have anybody in your network who told that?
2 cases I know. From one case I know that it was a phase, kind of okay. From 6 weeks on, the baby slept through the night, and then after 3 months or so it restarted. And for the other case I just heard it that this baby was sleeping through the night from the very beginning on.
And anyways, like every baby is different, so you never know what you get.
Exactly. I think this is the thing.
And you cannot send them back. The next main topic, or
even if you would like to sometimes.
They're too big to go back on the same channel.
Okay, I'm very happy that this is not happening. The second point is, if you hold your baby all the time, you'll spoil them. I have a very clear opinion about that.
Tell me.
I think you should just use the time when they want to be held, because if you're not doing it, you will miss it later on anyways.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Because doesn't want baby hugs when they subscribe for a baby. So
when they subscribe for a baby. Okay, yeah.
So it's something where you have to have such a self-control, which is also nonsense. So I'm completely with you. But on the other hand, what is behind of this sentence in my eyes is exactly equal parenting. Because when it comes to the point, and actually we were also in that, I don't know if the holding or picking up was one of the aspects which caused it, but when one is reacting at not the right point with picking up, can result up with the situation that parent is going to be the preferred one.
Yeah, I think here we are really talking in the 2 perspectives, because in general you're often the preferred parent for hugs and cuddles, and so the more you do it, or the more, when she's requesting it, you should go for it. I also it just depends on the situation. If it's a mom said no situation,
exactly,
then it's maybe not the right point to pick her up and protect her from mommy.
And also when there's a tantrum, then maybe it's not the best thing to immediately pick them up and hug them and start to pet them and cuddle, because it will just verify the tantrum that this is the way they should communicate.
Yes. So our agreement is anyways, if she's asking for it in a normal way and not connected to, I don't know, a no from mommy or some of her excursions, I don't know how to say, then it's always fine to carry her around. It doesn't matter how old she is now.
When we were planning for a baby, I already told you that when we do that, I'm going to spoil the child, because I want to. So when I have a child, I'm going to spoil. I will give everything what they need, or what she's going to need, because this is why I want to be a parent. I want to be a serving parent at the same time. Then
we are back at the thinking about later consequences. In the end, spoiling and spoiling are 2 different things. So still with the perspective to raise a good human, there's not always a yes for everything. And you also do not say yes to everything.
Yeah, it's the frame. I mean, she gets sweets every day now, but with the restriction that it's one time a day.
Yeah, it's also a bit loose because at the Kita they also get
This is what we do not know.
things we do not know. We are
not always, because now she started to announce those. She comes home and tells us, there was cake in the school.
Yeah. Exactly. So now we know, and it's so good now. This is just a side note that she's now talking about what happens there, because for me it's such a relief that she can communicate and also phrase the topics that are good or bad there for her. Although I don't know if it's always so detailed or it's always so correct, because sometimes the names switch, but I think the things that happen are true.
In my eyes, if I have to give a conclusion, I think this is a fact. When we translate spoil, that it's going to give a positive feedback to the child. But it's a myth when we think that the more you hug them and carry them, the more they are going to ask for.
Yeah, I think this saying is coming from the baby time, when parents are told not always to pick out the child from the crib and carry it around, or just carry it and never lay it down on the floor or in the bed or something like that, and just you always carry it. Then I think this is coming from that time period, and that is absolutely a myth.
Okay, next point. Mothers are naturally better at caregiving.
Yes.
Okay, it's a fact. Next point then.
It's like I said today, I went home earlier from the playground to cook, as a good housewife does.
And you started to laugh at your statement.
No. You started to laugh about my statement.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe that you meant that. Did you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then we make a system out of it, okay?
No. No, also mothers have to learn. And I don't know if we are naturally better at caregiving. Whatever this means. I would say it's not so much nature, it's more an education, because you see it from your mom and they learn it from their moms. And maybe you add some knowledge that you gain over years by seeing others. And you have a kind of idea inside you, or gut feeling. I think women are relying more by education already on their gut feeling. They are told that this is okay, while men are more fact driven. And that's why I think this is a half fact. But how to do things, it does not mean that mothers are better in it. It's just, as we are wired, we learn this when we grow up, and we just do the same things, or we think about what to do in that way. And fathers in our generation did not grow up like this.
Well, if I think about my parents' generation and my parents, then it was the traditional caregiving distribution. So it's mainly women. And I'm not talking about only child care, but also elderly care.
Yeah.
This was always with the women. And this way, like when I just read the statement, I could agree with it when I wouldn't say it's naturally better, but by social pressure, they are better at that, because for the generations we know, the last, 3-4, they had to do it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The other thing, so naturally better, two other points are coming up in my mind. And one is, I already talked about, that I really believe that fathers are delayed with the click point when they realize that they become a parent. Because from the point mothers are growing the child in their body, then they every day they live with the thought, and they are going to start to prepare and start to imagine themselves how certain situations are going to happen. And also they prepare better, because this is coming later for fathers. And this way,
yeah, but why? I mean, the father is also a father as soon as the mother is growing the baby.
Could have the chance, you are right, but the realization is not coming because you do not feel that somebody is kicking your kidney from inside.
Yeah, that's true.
That's, I think, a different motivation point.
Yeah.
And the other point which comes to my mind, that our daughter is 2.5, and quite a while she's taking care of the tiny babies in the Kita.
Yeah, that's true.
Where does this come from?
Not from me. Definitely not from me.
And I don't know statistics, but I also thought, maybe wrong, so challenge me, that playing with dolls is more typical. But this is also coming from social pressure.
It's more... I thought always it's more social pressure or social interaction, how kids are learning that who plays with dolls and who plays with cars. And in my eyes, she also likes cars, but she also likes dolls, and she likes to take care of the babies in the kita. I mean, she has now a favorite one. She's always kissing her and taking care and hugging and so on. So I don't know. But I also have to say that I never had this. I also played with dolls, but I also went outside to nature as a child. And it was for me more the Barbie dolls, not the real baby dolls. So it was more the role play than with Barbie dolls than this real I'm a mother playing doll. But I don't feel myself to be so much a role model for that, because I'm not taking up or I'm not carrying babies, or I don't have the feeling to hug them when they are around me when it's not my own daughter.
I have this.
And you have this.
It puts me back to all the memories when my one was so tiny, and then I love baby hugs.
But I also have then to ask, where is this coming from now? Okay, memories, yes, but you also did not have this. You could not.
I had zero interest in that, and now I'm asking my connections to send me baby pictures because I'm just interested. I want to see the children growing, and
I'm not so much interested. It sounds very bad now, but it's okay. I mean, I want to see it, and I look at it, and I think, okay, yeah, that's the baby of my friend now, and I will get known them and so on. But I don't have this, and also it's not bringing me back. Doesn't bring any memories back. I'm still not better with kids of other parents. I mean, some that are very close to us and that I know now for a while, it's easier, but it's not for me like this drive to connect with the children and the babies. Yeah, it's coming from you maybe, and that's just a coincidence that it's a girl and a dad.
Okay, then let's not conclude on this point, huh?
Yeah, I would also say so. The next point is fathers are just helpers.
Yes, they are.
Just helpers.
Yeah, the mental load is on the women. The fathers just have to execute.
Exactly, that's it. This is what we are fighting for here.
But I think this is the origin of this statement.
Yeah, it is. And this is really a big thing. And I had now last week a conversation again about this topic with a friend. And then I was always tending to say that equal parenting is luxury, because then when the one is earning more, and this is usually the man, then the women take care more. But I have to revise, I think, my opinion, because I think, okay, the 8 hours of going to work and 8 hours of childcare are the same hard. I don't want to compare it, who is more exhausted or not. But in the end, after the time passed, you can still distribute equally.
I also heard about models when dad goes home, mom just gives over the children and then goes to do sports or whatever is coming, and then the mental load is there on the dad. So
yeah, but this is not always. So I mean, this is not describing the mental load when you just hand over and you do not know what to. But what I mean is also including the mental load that tasks are completely on the dads, even though they are not there a whole day. Still, some tasks can be done, and in my eyes, it's not so luxury life to say we are in an equal parenting situation or try to have it equal or whatever. It's just a mindset point. And you can also do it if you're not earning the same. You can also do it if you are not earning that much or whatever, you know?
I think it's possible, but due to the exposure, it's harder if you want to go that way.
Yeah, but life is never easy, so
fathers are not just
we just
helpers.
Should get out of this. I think at the moment a lot of fathers are just helpers when they come home, and I think we should all learn that this can be different, and this is a learning that also women have to hand some things over. And it's not always, I would say mothers are not naturally better in caretaking, and that's why we also have to learn it, but we also can hand it over and not always claim that we are doing it better. So then we are starting to distribute it. And I think we talked about this in the equal parenting episode, where it also means, okay, you want to have same responsibilities, then you also have to let the other person do the things how they want to do it.
Exactly. When you take it over, the other is not going to think about it ever. Busted.
So the next topic would be, you should know what to do instinctively.
Instincts are about that, right? That you just know it.
Yeah, and everybody has some instinct. Maybe, and here I don't know if the mothers have it more or not, but I think we already talked about this.
Yeah, this is what you mentioned, that actually everybody has to figure it out.
Yeah.
Did you have any points where you felt that, oh wow, I didn't know I know this?
I think this every day about myself, but or maybe you feel this more about me than.
Well, at work, in professional life, sometimes I surprise myself. But it's not an instinct.
No.
It's just like after
Hidden
a while,
knowledge.
certain experience aligns to the ability that you can answer certain questions. And that's it. But within parenting,
No, I don't
I
think so.
didn't have any feelings like that.
Yeah, but I mean, instincts are that we are feeding the child and we bring it to bed.
Honestly, this was also learned for me. The midwife was telling at the very beginning that the baby is or tired or hungry. There's no other problem.
Yeah, but you know this before. You know that
Because
a baby
you
needs
yourself,
food.
you're also hungry. Yeah.
And you know by your instincts that this tiny creature cannot live by itself. It needs to be fed.
Okay, so it's a myth.
Nah, half true, I think. In my eyes, there is an instinct that you keep your child alive and you love it, and it's just like...
Actually, that's the instinct. The hormones.
The hormones, like, I don't know.
Oh, that was surprising.
For you.
Yes, because you carried the baby for 9 months, you gave birth, and then when we came home from the hospital, then the through your pheromones, the whole situation vibe at home changed. Even I think my hormone balance was kicked off.
This started already in the hospital when she was born.
She was in the channel only, and then I started to cry for 2 hours. Yes.
You used all the napkins there in the Kreissaal.
So I think the hormones are definitely working. Did we talk about post-labor depression?
Yeah, we did not talk about it.
We didn't, right?
It was not really there.
So it's not always the case that it turns out good, that the hormones are going to generate your parent instincts that you have to take care of your child. And also in our network, we know about traumas, which needed time to be processed, and then the connection and the engagement started.
Yeah, I think the first weeks are such a
vulnerable
phase. This phase, I mean, it's a very serious phase, and anything can happen, and also that it does not immediately click, and that it's not really immediately the feeling of okay, I have to take care now, and I love this tiny thing from the beginning is also there, because there's some disturbance, and yeah, it can happen, and I think there's too less talked about it, but it's hard for me to talk about it because I just did not experience that.
But that was an instinct, hormone-driven instinct.
Yeah,
I would say half true.
Half true.
Say, okay. A good parent always stays calm and patient. You sent me this reel yesterday. It was so funny.
What does it say?
It was about millennial parents, and then a mother is trying to convince the child to get ready for going, and then very patiently telling to the child that I know that you have big feelings and it's very hard now to deal with those, but you know, if you do not put your shoes on and start to get ready that we can leave, mommy is also going to have pretty huge feelings, and maybe she will get loud and she's going to get angry, and this might be very scary, so it's better to go on. There were some swear words as well in this. I cannot remember which ones. I don't know these words, but I think it's pretty funny. I think it's so hard. It's so hard to be calm and patient. But of course, you have to. You do.
You have it better under control than me, definitely. You don't have to, but I think we can agree that shouting and screaming at your child is maybe not the best way of educating. But sometimes it's just, I'm snapping. And for me, I can be for a while very patient, and suddenly there's this inner feeling, and I'm like, if this is not changing now, I have to scream it out.
But this is fair. So when you are stimulated for half an hour or an hour, you will lose it at some point.
Yeah. And now we have only one.
And most probably it's also not a good behavior. I'm not getting impatient or loud really, but when my patience is gone, then I set an ultimate decision. Now you do it, or I will take it away. I mean, it's a threat at the end.
Yeah, but somehow you have to
make
motivate.
you have to close down certain stuff. Otherwise, this is a thing that you cannot take over the drive. But being calm and patient, I wouldn't say that it's again the question of what is good and what is not. I believe there's no good or bad. There's match or mismatch. When you want to educate your child that their communication should be loud and they should, when they want to express themselves, then an impatient, tempered behavior is also acceptable, then just do it in front of them as well. They are going to perfectly mimic it. So if this is your culture and this is how you also imagine your child, just do it and it will be good.
But I think it's very often very funny how you react, because you're so annoyed sometimes, but you can hold it together so well, but you do that sounds like you roll your eyes.
When I do not have energy,
these sounds you make, and then I'm like, what is happening? And this is sometimes in cases where I'm like, why is it now so hard for you? I don't understand. Yeah, but a lot of parents now go with this need-based education, and I think it's also sometimes misinterpreted.
Why?
Because children, in my eyes, need still guidance to raise them with a good ethic and also with a good understanding of life in this world. And you cannot always just go for the need. Or what is the need?
Ice Queen.
When she needs Ice Queen, then it's, maybe not always the best when it's the fifth day. There are some rules to be followed, and there are, of course, also some needs we are following for her. But I think a mixture is, for me, the best.
So this means that you respect the needs in a certain frame.
Exactly. This is how I approach it.
This also matches my expectations.
But sometimes she's really tries to stretch the borders.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So this is why I'm also thinking that only just to respect the need. I don't know the theory about that, but
you're so well prepared. I'm a bit embarrassed.
So you cannot only care of the need, because this is why they are trying to expand the limits all the time, because they have to learn what are the borders. And without telling that, you just do not do the job.
Yeah, in life you will always face some borders or restrictions. You will not always be able to do what you want exactly. And it's okay, expressing feelings is a thing, and we also try to teach that she can express her feelings always. But I don't think that a tantrum is necessarily always so welcome. Or welcomed by us.
Yeah,
I mean, I let her express herself. I offer that she can come to me. But I'm also telling her, okay, then if we don't find a solution, I go in another room. Because I think, I don't know if I always have to listen how she's expressing her feelings. Most probably I have to. But I'm not doing it right, but that's what I cannot bear always.
But there are ways of communication when I do not understand her, and I just cannot. I just wait then.
Yeah.
And first, this was hard and this is the other point when it's hard to stay calm and patient, because maybe instinctively you want to help the child. I said it again. You want to help your child that they are not crying or their need is fulfilled, and you want to do it immediately, but you still don't know what do they need because they are not able to express it. And then, of course, it's easier when they start to talk and then they are able to express it, and you have a better feeling. But when it's screamed, when they're crying, it's not articulated in a manner that you will get it. So sometimes maybe I seem to stay calm, but it's not like I'm staying calm, I'm waiting. And the other thing is, when you say that I'm annoyed, so I think that I have a good self-control at that point, but it also doesn't matter, because you feel it, she feels it.
Yeah.
Like that breathing, your smell, how you start to sweat or whatever, that immediately this is sensible. So it doesn't matter. I think if you're a tempered character with a child, you will be even more tempered.
Yeah, but I think it depends how often it happens, and screaming is not good because they are frightened, and this is, I think, not how we would like to raise our child, that she's frightened. But I think we raise here a quite free mind and soul. So
yesterday I was told not to eat the salad from the bowl, but
by her.
But from my plate only. And then when I didn't follow it, she asked me, do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then I'm so focused, keeping everything together, not to laugh, and I'm eating, and then you tell me, or you ask me, did you hear that? It was super funny, right? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
I really thought you didn't hear it.
I heard it. I heard everything. I was sitting with you at the table, eating my salad, and that's good.
So, yeah, we have a free will and a free mind in the family. At least one. Not less than one. Okay, but what can be the origin? So why being patient and calm is the best attitude? Why would qualify you as a good parent when you are calm and patient?
Because it's the biggest challenge, most probably. And when you accomplish the biggest challenge, you're the master of the parents.
For me, this is not the biggest challenge as bad parenting. I think.
What is your biggest challenge?
For the issues you cannot help. When they are sick, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like seeing her under fever and so on.
Okay.
You read the next one.
If the child cries, something must be wrong.
It's a myth. So at the very beginning, when they cannot talk, they will cry.
Yeah, I mean, something must be wrong. Yes, they are hungry, but they are tired. The basic needs, maybe a bit bloated.
Also not wrong.
And there are some children that are processing the environment a bit harder, also crying because of that. But I think this is a bit a hard topic.
Yeah, but it's a normal way of communication, and this is why I'm saying that this is a myth, because this is how we also raise her. I mean, I cannot also tell that this is the best parenting attitude, but crying is a normal way of expressing feelings.
Yeah, and there are, of course, situations when where there is something wrong with the child. I mean, we cannot exclude that, but with a healthy baby,
well, you cannot say must be wrong.
No. I don't know where you have these sentences from.
I've filtered out with AI from the internet. Hottest topics.
Maybe we are just very lucky with our child, but when she's about to cry about things, then she's either hungry or sleepy or that's it.
But there is a super interesting thing now. You told me from Tuesday that she's hiding feelings. Basically, like she had this accident next to the water or at this handrail, and she fell off, and there was audience, and due to the attention, she didn't cry. Only the day after we think that there was a tantrum or mental breakdown when thought that was the point she started to process that.
This is something I observed recently quite often, that when she's hurting herself, I mean, we always already saw this, that when she's hurting herself, that she's then, it depends. If she does something that she's not allowed to or that we warned her for, she's not really crying easily.
Today she again fell, and then I saw that it was bad, but she just didn't take care of it because she had still the plan on her mind to go.
Yeah, then she's not really crying for accidents. Not.
And then when we come home, she will ask for a plaster.
Yeah. Otherwise, now this hiding feelings or this hiding, then, I mean, I think she did not hurt herself so much in that situation. Yeah, it was a bit unlucky because falling head down from this handrail she did not hit her head, but because she did it quite good and she fell into the ice cold water, which she likes, that was fine. And then she pretended to swim in the water.
Wow. We have a stunt.
Yeah. And then she was like, oh no, all good. She was walking away from me. And then also another mom was offering me, she needs to maybe she's cold. And I was like, no. I mean, she was all the time in that water. This was not the thing. Maybe I was just too low reacting, but maybe it came out the next day because there were some bigger feelings happening the next day without any reason.
For me, it's a myth. What do you say?
It's a bit a strange sentence, I would say, because of course, when children cry, there's something wrong. It's just a question what, and mostly it's the basic needs.
But honestly, I like this list of 10. The AI filtered good. I heard these sentences. Mainly rather from my parents' generation, but I think these are typical topics which could be misinterpreted, to use your expression.
I'm just a bit about this sentence. It's a bit
This is how it's told.
In between. Okay, will you read the next sentence?
You need strict routines or the child will be ruined.
I mean, it's a bit extreme. It's also a bit extreme sentence.
Yeah, you cannot say it's ruined.
Yeah.
But actually they need routines.
Yes.
Not they, you need routines. Otherwise, you won't get anywhere with your child.
No, it's also for the child to have routines. It's very important. So the bed routine and so on,
Exactly,
we introduced
this is where I want to. So
quite
sleeping
early.
is not going to happen without routines.
Yeah, so we have there. Also here, we have a child that is sleeping very well and also still during the day. And also during the day, I'm not always reading a book to her. This is why she wants to go to bed with you, because you always read a book with her. But in the evening, I do so. But in the afternoon nap, I never. Today I did because she asked for it, and I thought it's okay. But it's a rare occasion. And so the routine is clear for the evening, and then we have actually we established it good. But not every child is sleeping by itself so good. And I think it helps just the routine to prepare, and also for other things. I don't know, where else do we have routines that we established?
The morning routine. So I think to the Kita, there's a timeline in the morning, the latest you can bring your child. And luckily, until now, within 2 years now, since when is she there?
1.5
years. Doesn't matter. But the point is that we didn't miss that, or we could forecast because there was an appointment or something. And this is thanks to the morning routine. And I believe...
I think it's due to the wake up time. And
she's up at 5:30.
It's due to the wake up time and the short distance that we have to walk. So
yeah, you are right. Within 3 hours, you must be able to get ready for Kita.
I don't think it's such a good example to mention we have to be there at the time,
okay,
and we have an hour to bring her. I mean, the window is an hour. So
break it down to smaller things. So like how you eat in the morning, so that you do not need to force your child to sit next to the table, but she knows that we only eat at the table. She knows she has to take the latza, what is that? This towel in the neck, that her t-shirt is not going to get dirty. And this is the same for brushing teeth. You build up the routine that you can use the routine to get her to the bathroom, because she likes to put the toothpaste on the toothbrush. And what I do, I don't know if you do it. I put the towel in her neck when
I don't do that.
when she's brushing teeth, and this way I do not need to change t-shirt after toothbrushing, because the toothpaste is not going to go on a t-shirt. And she knows it that I'm going to put it there, and she waits until I put it there. So these tiny steps, these are routines which are helping you to get ready by time.
Yeah, funny. We also have different routines.
And actually, this is also, I think, a key for equal parenting. Now we said reading books.
Yeah, so I think each of us has the different routine for different situations. How I put the sun cream on her is different than you do it.
Yeah, you rub the complete face. I go around the eyes. So I saw the other day.
Yeah, you do it so nice and gentle, and I'm like, okay, I put it on.
I mean, there's no good or bad, but actually it makes sense that you talk about it, or at least you watch each other. How is it done? Because it can end up that the child is going to prefer one of the parents, and it's not fair to the other one.
I think for that I don't need to watch you. I don't have the patience.
You can also confuse your child.
Yeah, that's more the thing.
I did the other day. I didn't know that you started with this rinsing out the mouth after brushing teeth, and I was stopping her because we always tell her not to spit, and then she was taking water to her mouth and started to spit, and I said no, stop.
Actually, it came from when she was brushing teeth with you, and she said she does this.
Really?
Yes. Because she saw you that you washed out your mouth. Not after brushing teeth, but maybe before. Something like that. And I just started then with her to wash her face, because I always forget to wipe her face in the morning, and she has always still breakfast in her face when I bring her.
One time I went with her to the Kita and I asked there for a wet wipe. It was just like not possible that I leave her there like that.
Yeah, I think we are a good role model for parents. It happened already that I asked for a glass of water because the whole morning we did not drink water at home or something like that.
But I think they are so good with, I mean, they are not judging at all when this is happening.
Maybe they are, they just don't show it.
Don't tell. So, how do we conclude?
I think strict is not the right word, but to have routines is a good thing. To get easier through your everyday life.
So the first half is a fact. the second half is overinterpreted.
Yes. Okay, the 9th topic is you can still do everything like before, just with better time management.
It's a lie.
Yeah, that's what I would also say.
No. A child, I mean, we only have one, but you won't ever get back the life you had before.
Yeah, and that's the decision you have to make.
If you do not let it go, then you will be frustrated and you won't be happy as a parent.
Yeah, you have to somehow adjust your goals new. So you have to see when the child is there, what you still can do, how you can organize yourself, and what do you sacrifice for that. Sometimes I'm struggling with this, that I do my sports and there are some hours that I'm away or that I have occupied. And I had, I think, a good year to process if this is okay for me or not. And before, there was no question. This was still possible. Before I spent a lot more time at work. I mean, if this is good or bad, we can discuss. But in the end, now, since I'm back after parental leave, I restrict the hours quite much. Although I had a very stressful job, I really tried not to, the times when I left work was clear with the pickup time when I had to pick her up, or bringing time and going to work. But also I actually did not really sit down afterwards much. So, and then also you have to see if the career needs that or if not, and if this is bringing you further or not, and if you want to sacrifice a part of it or not, or if you can distribute it somehow. You cannot do everything. You cannot go out and party as crazy because you will regret it the next day, right?
Yeah. When you went to bed at 4 a.m. in the morning and 6 a.m. your daughter is jumping on your back, then you will regret. But anyways, I think you're not the same person anymore. So even if you would do everything like before, it wouldn't be the same because you would think different when you're doing it. So
yeah.
At the very beginning, when you really took the time to go out for an hour of running, I can remember in the shower, you were already having the remorse that why didn't you take the time for your child instead?
Yeah.
And it's the same. We played this festival in May, and then I was sitting there in the merge bar and seeing other parents with their children at the concert, and I was missing my child. I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, this is a part, but this you have to really then actively spend time on to reflect on it and make this active decision.
I think you need to redefine yourself. Who do you want to be? How do you see yourself as a parent? And how much effort you are going to take to make that happen? When you just move together with your partner, your life is not the same any longer. You won't have, with any time management, the chance to do everything like before. You need to adjust. And when a child or children are appearing in a flat, then it's even more different.
Yeah, and I also have to say, you do not have you have a certain energy for your life, I would say, for your day-to-day life, and you have now with a child, you have to distribute it in a way that you have energy to deal with all this, what's coming with a child, the caretaking, then also work. You feed yourself from that glass of energy, and then if it's empty, it's empty. But you also have to fill it somehow with things that give you energy. And when it's like doing something with your child, then it's doing something with your child. But if you need some time for yourself, it's also like that. But you have the 24 hours and you have to distribute it, and it cannot be the same as before. And you cannot perform at work as if there was nothing. Some deal with it better, some not. But I want that they know that I have a child and that I take care. And if there's an emergency, she will be always first.
Yeah, but now it comes to my mind, like how I was thinking about colleagues who were saying, before I become a parent, who were saying that, no, I have to go because I have to pick up my child. And then I was always thinking that, yeah, but we are aware of the work priorities now, and that child must have another parent as well. So, like, why is it like that? But nowadays, when I see a colleague saying this, I feel that I respect them. And not because I'm also a parent, but actually this is also courage. Because the other thing that you ignore actually these kind of opinions who can judge on you, how you set your priorities, but to be sure who you are, what are your priorities, and to follow those, I think is strength and courage.
Yeah. I also see it like this. And I'm still a bit judging on some other parents. I'm very sorry.
Because of equal parenting, right?
Because of equal parenting on one hand, but also because sometimes I have the feeling it's not that dramatic, But maybe it's just me who is taking things not so serious or not so deep.
Yeah, there are so many circumstances this can influence. We could go into details, go to assumptions and so on.
But it's too much for today, maybe.
We could also talk about judging on others and so on, but I think this is not part of this discussion now. The couple relationship will survive on its own.
No.
It won't survive. It will be challenged so hard. I could imagine this sentence only when there is a common agreement between the parents that they say that the relationship is put on hold. It's frozen for the upcoming 10 years. Whatever happens, we are not going to take it as a challenge on a relationship. We are going to fight. We are going to scream at each other. We are going to throw things at each other. And it doesn't have an impact on the relationship. But there are so tough situations, especially until you balance out who does what and distribute the mental load.
Yeah, I think this was for us such a tough time. And I mean, it was clear that we wanted, but the learnings that we had, and I think we are still not through. I mean, every phase comes with a different fight about it. Maybe sometimes louder, sometimes not so loud, but this adjustment is really important. And I think it's good that we have that podcast so we talk.
Finally, we talk.
Because today morning, for example, I think for 2 hours, you and your daughter were at the same time, all the time talking to me.
And you didn't wake up yet.
And I was like, okay, can I have a break? But yeah, because you were excited about your music session yesterday evening.
I still am.
And Minnie was just excited like every day to get up. So she got up at 5 and did all the things. And when I got up at 6:30.
One time at 6 when she started to play the guitar.
No, I just screamed over and said, you should stop that. When I thought you were hitting the guitar.
Yeah, but you know, this was a situation where I didn't feel that our relationship is on risk.
No, but I just say that it's sometimes you cannot talk or you're just somehow struggling because you cannot hear each other because there is some tiny toddler as well talking all the time over it. And then, you don't know who to pay attention to. And you find rarely the situations where you really have the energy and time to sit down together to really talk about everything. And then not only talk about the kid, the household, but also what's important to you, what is important for you, for your music, what is important between us. And I think something that you really take time for in that situation.
So this connects, I think, to the previous point as well, that there's no time to talk, no time to discuss. You need to plan that. And that is not only time management, but actually like energy,
yes.
And having the right mindset for it. For this current episode, now we were postponing over 6 days or something until we recorded it, and we can talk about it. This is now production of a podcast, but at the same time it's talking to each other because there was no occasion where the time was given and we were both energized to pay attention on each other for an hour. And in addition, this recording is happening 1 month after the previous. I can just tell you because I now opened the project.
And we wanted to do it every second week. But now we are quite much on time for the next release with this. Since we did not manage, so we published some that we pre-produced, and now we were a bit lazy with recording and making these appointments. But also the energy and being sick and all the things that happened. There were a lot of birthdays, a lot of...
Life is happening simply. And this is why also you do not have energy and time for the relationship because it drops to a lower priority level. So that is something which is going to suffer. And the other point is not only like taking the chance to talk to each other and discuss things, but you cannot be so mindful on expectation management. It's not like previously when you are only a couple and you plan a holiday together, or even it can be a common project like looking for an apartment or whatever. You have expectations which you can discuss proactively. With a child, you don't know what is coming. You cannot tell what is going to be your expectation in the next phase she's going to come up with.
Yeah, that's true.
This is going to be picked up on the relationship and the personal level, because first on a personal level you will get hurt and you will think that your relationship is on risk. And when this piles up so much, when there's shutting the door and like screaming at each other that I cannot bear this anymore and I need to leave, then it's almost already late when you want to take care of your relationship.
And it's also opening a new world of feelings to be parents, and that needs to be also included in the whole discussion. And I think to be open, and also sometimes for me it's also hard to see that our child is more going to you when it's about cuddling. But on the other hand, I mean, at the moment she's a lot with me because, I don't know, she has to show me things, she has to play things. I mean, there's nothing more boring than these role plays for me, but...
I thought that when this is going to turn, I'm going to be hurt. So when you will be the preferred one. But at the moment, I'm so relaxed.
Yeah, then I sent you for one occasion and you're like, she called you. And I'm like, it was the whole morning. Mommy, 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 mommy.
For a very long time, you couldn't experience the other side.
Yeah. Now
you do.
Yeah, and it's fine, and I enjoy it. I like it a lot because I think it's very much fun to play with her on other levels. I like to go out with her. I like to really explore, because I think it's so cool to see how brave she is and what she's really capable to do, and that what she really wants to do and what she has fun with and so on. But this sitting at home and playing here is, for me, I would like to do different things, and then I'm still called all the time in, and yeah, this is a bit the harder part.
I think due to our characters, we have different functions in her life. So she uses us in a way that what is her needs.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm the cuddly dad, because she likes my cuddles, and this is why you are the action mom, because she likes to do Kinderturnen with you. This is the thing, and this is why I'm maybe more chilled in certain situations, because I have the patience to sit down and draw for an hour or sit for an hour in the bathtub, and you do not have this.
No, absolutely not.
And it's not about one is better or worse. We are just simply different, and we have different functions, and this is something we need to accept and not take as a personal challenge.
Is that this to be in action is now more and more coming into her life, and when she was smaller and younger, she was then more on the cuddling side because of walking, or I don't know,
depending on the phase.
And
always.
So I did not experience that I am called in for all the time for something. But it doesn't matter. Coming back to the point, all these things raise some feelings in the one or the other, and you also have to talk it out or fight about it, or I don't know, you have to let it out somehow, and you have to find a way. And sometimes I think I do not find always the way to tell it in a straight way. I'm just then moody or something, and sometimes it comes out in a fight. And but to know each other for that, or to know each other's way of deal with these things, is also very important, and to accept it. And so I think we are still learning that.
It's better to start to fight before the child is coming, because then you will learn what is the point which is going to land on the relationship or on the personal level, or what is just, I don't know, an excuse to get to another point. And this way it won't be that painful later, because with the child to manage the fight is also a bit hard, because it's not that we are not fighting in front of her, but when there's the risk that she's going to misunderstand and she will think that we are fighting about her, then we rather postpone those discussions.
Yeah, but I think we are quite open with her in this regard.
She's more aware. But like, there was one situation when we were complaining about work in front of her, and then she was worried that we are fighting each other. So there's a chance that this is happening.
Yes, of course.
But actually the combination, and this is the only point I'm missing from this 10, one of my favorite myths actually is when couples are saying, when they are expecting that the baby is not going to change our life, we are trying to keep ourselves, our characters, and we are going to integrate the baby to our life, not following the needs of the baby. Such a freaking lie. Yes, the more you do with them, the more flexible they will be to adjust to your needs.
Yeah.
When a child needs 2 hours of sleeping, you won't continue hiking.
Yeah.
And that cuts over a complete day from your weekend. This could be facts and myths all, because for certain couples and for certain families might fit or match.
Yeah, but there are a lot of sideways as well. Yeah, maybe you can leave us a comment which one is your favorite. So then we are through the 10 myth, or
seemingly yes. Shall we close out?
Fact. We shall close out, yes.
So what was your happiest point in the last 2-3 weeks or 4 weeks? You can even say 4, because we really record it so
Wow,
long.
yeah, this is for me always the toughest section.
Can I start? Can I
yes.
start? I was so proud on Thursday. I picked her up, and the caretaker told me, because now we are changing from diaper to underpants, and she went with the diaper trouser to the Kita, and the caretaker said that the whole day she was telling when she wanted to go to the restroom, she went, organized herself, and went back to play. And this is such a big step, and I was so proud.
Yes, for me it was also a good moment. Yeah, best thing in the last 4 weeks that comes immediately to my mind is when I made this little adventure with her in Schäffau to go up with a lift, and there is a playground, and there's this Kaiserwelt, it's called, where there's a Kugelbahn and some adventurous it's an adventurous playground, let's say. And also this already was very nice, and we had a very great time, but I was so proud when she was going into this, there was a maze, and then it was completely dark in there, and at the end you had to go down with a slide, and I did not fit in because I had the Kraxe on. She was walking, and then I said I bring down the Kraxe, and then we can go together, and she said no mama, I go. And then she went really through, and she went down alone, and she was so proud of herself, and I was also so proud that she was so brave, and she was really for everything, or everything she tried, and it was very cool. So this was a very happy time for me.
This already generates my first point, because you went, the two of you,
yeah.
Because the day before I went to a music festival at Wagsee, Rockmasaka, where I really had a great time, but I'm so old that I was so sick the day after, of course because of alcohol and like lack of eating, but I was really feeling that I'm not going to drink and not going to do extend partying any longer ever again. It's not my cup of tea any longer.
My worst point was the Wolf Mother concert.
Okay, tell a bit more.
I was on Thursday, so this is just recent, on a concert, and I think this was such a disappointment because I was listening to this band, I think, from my 20s on, and basically I was following only in my 20s, so the first 2 or 3 albums, and it was kind of the soundtrack of this time. And then I heard that they are coming, or I saw that they are coming to Innsbruck, and then I was last minute asking a friend, a week before, if she would like to join. I had the tickets already, and I hyped myself up. And this is actually what I did not do for concerts this year before. I was always like, oh yeah, we go. I did not listen to the music much. I was just then going and getting in the impressions. But this time I was really hyped. And I have to say, it was not the whole evening. I had a very great evening besides that concert, because I went with a friend, and then we had a good chat. It's a new friend, and so I was very happy. But we went into this music hall in Innsbruck. It was a terrible location because it was super hot. I mean, the weather is super hot at the moment, so this whole hall, everybody was sweating. We were a bit late, and they also started immediately. They did not have a supporting band, and then we went in, and I thought, oh, this cannot be it. This is terrible. We went out, and I had like, oh, I know this song, so this has to be it. And we went in, and I don't know if the singer was drunk, but this was such a terrible show, or other drugs. I don't know. I don't wanna. But it was really, it was not really a show, and the songs were not played as energetic. But maybe also these musicians were getting old.
Was this the first time you saw them?
Yeah. So I do not have a comparison.
So I also imagined actually the lead singer there as a charismatic,
but terrible
rock and roll star.
It was terrible. It was so not sympathetic at all. It was really, I was really shocked. I was there. I was like, no, even the hits were, so usually it's like, okay, you're maybe with the new album not so familiar, or you don't like the new stuff, so it's okay, you listen to it, it's fine. And then the hits come, or the things come that you really like, and you're like, yes, this is it. But I don't know, this was not the lyrics. It did not sing at all sometimes. It was super strange. I don't know, maybe it's just my experience now, because I did not drink, I could not follow this on stage, but they were drinking also a lot of beer on the stage, so I was not really happy about it. And it was not the whole evening, it was just some moments, but it was so destroying my expectation or my memory that I'm like, okay, this is it now. This was for me like a bad cover band of that band I was listening to.
I didn't end up with a disappointment. I'm just coming up now with the Primus show, what I visited at Budapest, which was actually, it was really great. I had fun and I was entertained, but my conclusion afterwards was that I wish I could have seen them at the time when I was really engaged to their sound and to their albums, because then I think I could have gotten the show what I expected, because I also imagined that show super energizing, driving. But at the end, somehow, I believe they also got old. Their audience also got old. So it was like a psychedelic rock tripping instead of an explosion of a rock and roll bomb. But I was at a good concert. Protest the Hero.
Yeah.
That was so full of energy. Munich, free and easy, or easy and free festival. At backstage, it was super awesome. These Canadian guys are like a bomb.
I'm happy that you had a good experience. I had also good experience around that concert, but just the concert itself.
I just pulled this out now because you encouraged me to go. Originally, I didn't plan to, but there was luckily nothing in the calendar. And then you just said the words, what was my conclusion from Primus show, because I'm now super into the latest album they released. And you just told that just go because you will regret it.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So this was All Lights On for today.
Please subscribe here, wherever you listen. Leave us a star rating. Best case 5 stars. We don't take anything under that. Write us an email if you have questions, comments. You can leave also the comments on Spotify. Follow us on social media, on Instagram, all.lights.on.podcast.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Hear you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.